The number that convinces people to buy covered call ETFs is the yield, 10, 15, 20%. Some of them go even higher. And that number looks like the answer to every income problem you have. Pay your bills, replace your salary, stop worrying about money. But that yield number is doing something very specific to you. It's showing you the monthly distribution as a percentage of the current share price. What it is not showing you is where that distribution comes from, whether it's sustainable and what it might be quietly doing to the money that you're investing into it. There are 5 real risks inside covered call ETFs that the yield number hides, okay? And most people don't find out about it until it is too late and their account shows them. Let me explain what a covered call ETF actually is, because understanding the product is literally the only way the risks start to make sense. A covered call ETF holds a collection of stocks, sometimes the whole S&P 500, sometimes specific sectors, sometimes individual names. On top of those stocks, the fund sells call options. The premium collected from selling those call options gets paid out to shareholders as monthly distributions. That's the income, not the dividends from the stocks, the premium from the actual options, okay? Options premium exists because uncertainty exists. When the market is uncertain, call options cost more, which means the fund collects more, which means the distributions can be bigger. When the market is calm, call options cost less, the fund collects less, and the distributions often are less. Every person who buys a covered call ETF for the yield is betting that the distribution stays large enough, long enough to justify holding the fund. And that bet has 4 specific places it can go wrong, plus 1 slow poison that's already working on a lot of accounts right now. The framework I use before putting any money into a covered call ETF is one really important question. What happens to the share price over the next 2 to 3 years? The distribution gets a lot of attention because it arrives in your account every month. The share price change gets almost none, but the two numbers together, distributions received plus share price change, are the only real measure of what you actually gained or lost. A fund that pays you 12% per year in distribution but loses 10% in share price per year has a total return of roughly 2%. That's not an income investment, okay? That's holding something that slightly beats a savings account while feeling like it's a lot more. The yield is the monthly headline. Total return is the annual truth. Most people who get hurt by covered call ETFs never track total return until the damage is already done. Let's talk about risk 1, NAV erosion. Your principal is slowly disappearing because of this. And this is the most common and most dangerous risk because it's invisible month to month, right? Every time a covered call ETF pays out more than it actually earned from options premiums, the difference comes out of the fund's asset value. The share price goes down a little bit, not enough to notice in any given month, but over a year, and especially over several years, the share price drifts meaningfully lower and lower. You've been collecting distributions the whole time. But if your share price dropped 20% while you collected 15% in distributions, you're down 5% net. The yield that attracted you turned out to be a partial return of your own money. Risk number 2, you're capping your upside. You miss the big market moves. Covered call ETFs sell call options on their stock holdings. Those options have a strike price, a level above which the ETF can no longer benefit if the stock keeps rising. In 23 and 2024, the US stock market went up significantly. Straight S&P 500 index funds captured all of that. Covered call ETFs on the S&P 500 did not. They capped out at the strike price they had already sold and missed a large portion of that rally. The distribution looked great. The total return compared to just holding SPY was not. For investors who held covered call ETFs instead of index funds during those 2 years, the yield felt good, but the long-term wealth creation was noticeably smaller. Risk 3, volatile distributions. Listen, the income ain't steady. The monthly distribution from a covered call ETF, it's not guaranteed. It changes based on the market conditions. When volatility is high, when the market is uncertain and moving around a lot, options premiums is expensive and the fund collects more. When volatility is low, when the market has been, let's say, calm for a few months, options premium is cheap and the distributions, they will shrink, okay? And many people buy these funds expecting the distribution to stay roughly the same, right? Then a quiet quarter arrives and the distribution drops 30 or 40%. They built a budget around income that turned out to be inconsistent. For retirees or anyone living off the income, that volatility in the paycheck creates some real problems. Risk 4, single stock concentration, right? And no real diversification. Some covered call ETFs focus on a single stock rather than a broad index. YieldMax and similar fund families offer products built around Tesla, Nvidia, Amazon, or other individual companies. The yields on these can be insanely high, sometimes 40 to 80% annualized. But owning a fund built around a single stock means all of your downside risk is concentrated in that one company. When Tesla had a bad year in 2022 and fell more than 60%, the covered call ETFs built on Tesla fell along with it. The distributions during that time did not come close to offsetting the loss, okay? Diversification is not happening just because you own an ETF. A single stock covered call ETF is as concentrated as owning a stock itself, with the added feature that your upside is also capped. Risk 5, return of capital, right? Most of the time, they're giving you your own money back. This one is harder to really see, but critical to understand. Some covered call ETFs pay distributions that are classified as return of capital. This means the fund is not paying you from income or gains. It's giving you back a portion of what you originally invested and calling it a distribution. This is not taxed right away, which can seem like a really good benefit, but it also means your cost basis in the fund drops each time and the fund itself is smaller. There's less money working for you even though the check keeps arriving. Over time, a fund that heavily relies on return of capital is slowly paying itself out until there's less and less of it. The distribution stays the same, but the foundation it's built on shrinks. Here's the full picture of all this, okay? Covered call ETFs are not bad products. I invest in them. Some of them are really well designed and really worth owning in the right part of your portfolio, but they are not simple income machines where you put money in and collect a check forever, okay? The yield number is the one piece of the data. Total return, distributions plus share price change is the only number that tells you whether you actually made a loss on your money. And the 5 risks I walk through, NAV erosion, capped upside, volatile distribution, single stock concentration, and return of capital are all ways that the yield number can look fine while the actual result is quietly negative. Before buying any covered call ETF, run this check. Look at the price over the past 2 years. Add up the distributions over that same period. If the total is significantly lower than what a simple index fund returned, you're looking at the gap between yield and result. I got some questions for you guys as always in the comments. Number 1, are you currently holding a covered call ETF? And have you ever tracked total return, including share price change, not just the distributions themselves? And number 2, which of these 5 risks surprised you the most, or which one do you think gets talked about the least? Let me know down below in the comments. If you want to take your education a step further, I want to invite you to the Ark Options workshop. At the end of it, you also get my 15 favorite stocks, all under $30 that I love running the full Ark Options strategy on. You also get my 2 premium calculators as well as my full trade log template. You can register for that training by clicking the first link in the description of today's video. Guys, remember, sell options, collect premiums, repeat. I'll see y'all tomorrow.